We have an absolutely epic Tesla stock video to get into here today, as well as how Elon Musk believes Tesla has over a $10 trillion opportunity with Robotaxi. We now have more details on where the Robotaxi as well as the $25,000 Tesla EV will be made, and much more on this topic. So I hope you are ready. If you are, let me know by hitting that like button, and by the end of this video, comment down below what is your thoughts on all of this, on the Robotaxi, the $25,000 vehicle, and when do you think it will come to the mass market? In Walter Isaacson's book covering Elon Musk, his biography, this is the product, quote, that makes Tesla a $10 trillion company. People will be talking about this moment in 100 years. At the end of the summer of 2022, after Musk made his pronouncements about being all in on a robotaxi with no steering wheel, Van Holtzen and others at Tesla set about persuading him to cover his bet. They knew how to do it in a non-challenging way. At a design preview session one afternoon in February of 2023, Van Holtzen put models of the Robotaxi and the $25,000 car next to each other in the studio, both a Cybertruck futuristic feel. Musk loved the designs. When one of these comes around a corner, he said, people will think they are seeing something from the future. This is what Teslarati has come up with as far as the expected design for the $25,000 car that resembles the Cybertruck. And I have to say, if it looks anything like this, I am a big fan. But what I also note out of this article here, it says, quote, the CEO only relented when his aides revealed a plan to build both the $25,000 car and Tesla's Robotaxi side by side. So maybe we get the actual Robotaxi vehicle at the same time we get the $25,000 Tesla. And this is actually interesting because we're expecting the $25,000 car could come anywhere in the time frame of late next year to 2026. In that range is when we're expecting the $25,000 vehicle, and presumably the Robotaxi vehicle that will not have gas pedals, will not have a steering wheel. This will be your level 5 fully autonomous vehicle. You get in, it takes you where you need to go. You never need to touch or do a single thing. Several Tesla engineers reportedly pushed for a more conservative approach during a meeting on August 18th, 2022. Van even suggested that the Robotaxi could be a vehicle with steering wheels and pedals that could be removed later if we go down a path of not having a steering wheel and FSD is not ready. We won't be able to put them on the road, the chief designer said. Musk, however, was reportedly adamant. Quote, no mirrors, no pedals, no steering wheel. This is me taking responsibility for this decision. The CEO also highlighted Tesla's focus on autonomy. Let me be clear. This vehicle must be designed as a clean robotaxi. We're going to take that risk. It's my fault if it F's up. But we are not going to design some sort of amphibian frog that's a halfway car. We are all in on autonomy, Musk said. Later, however, following a meeting in September 2022, during the meeting, Van and several others presented data indicating that a small global car would be needed for Tesla to achieve its ambitious growth targets. The team also convinced the CEO that both the $25,000 car and the Robotaxi could be built on the same next generation platform. Both vehicles could be produced using the same assembly lines as well. In May of 2023, Elon Musk decided to change the initial build location for the next generation Tesla car and Robotaxis from Mexico to Austin, where his own workspace and that of his top engineers would be right next to the new ultra automated assembly line. And this news came out today. So this might explain why some of the plans for Giga Mexico have been getting pushed down the line. Some reports suggest we might not even start construction of Giga Mexico until 2026 or beyond. This news is coming out from Walter Isaacson's book about Elon Musk, and I think it's no surprise this book is coming out right now. Elon Musk is dropping us some massive bombshells here, and the thing that I am most excited about, that literally makes me emotional, I guess you could say, to be invested in Tesla, to think about the future of Tesla and where this company is going, is the sheer dedication to the future and to autonomy. This is what Ford, GM, and every other auto company lacked, was the visionary to see the future and to see where things are going, to see what customers want, or just what will even drive profits and growth long term for an auto company, which robo-taxis could come sooner than we might even expect. I really don't care about Giga Mexico nearly as much as I care about the robo-taxi. I don't care where you develop the robo-taxi, as long as it comes in a reasonable time frame within the next 5 years or so. And I think that's being very conservative. I think it could come a lot sooner than that. And what I see with Tesla, with the Dojo supercomputer, with this new $300 million NVIDIA GPU cluster that is now online, with Elon and Tesla cutting the price of FSD to get a higher take rate, to get more data to train FSD, really just shows Tesla is where you want to be invested in as far as the future of autonomous vehicles. And you can actually crunch the numbers, in which we'll do over this weekend, so you might want to subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for that video. The numbers on Tesla's business in the future, in the next 5 to 10 years, are going to be off the charts. 10 trillion, that could just be the start of Tesla's valuation. Let me know what you make of all of this news coming out today on robotaxis, the $25,000 vehicle, Giga Mexico. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Tesla has now created a new affiliate account. This one is Tesla Malaysia, showing that maybe some more expansion into Malaysia could be to come. Tesla's competitor Polestar to launch its own smartphone as part of China's latest EV trend. I find this interesting in regards to Tesla, because if Polestar is confident they can launch their own smartphone, well, Tesla, yeah, there should be a lot of confidence in a Tesla smartphone. This is what Polestar had to say. So, quote, "The idea is that the phone and the car's operating system will be the same, allowing them to merge and offer compatible smart features." Managing Director of Shanghai-based research company Automotive Foresight. While this would essentially turn the car's display into a smartphone, companies are likely to see the phones themselves as a complement and not a competitor to other smartphone brands, he added. Polestar's website says its latest operating system offers a digitally connected experience and integrates multiple apps in areas including music, navigation, and voice recognition. While Mizo is not a major smartphone player in China, with companies like Oppo, Vivo, and Apple among the largest, the smartphone integration could help Polestar better compete with giants like Tesla. The Polestar 4 is currently priced in China at 349,800 Chinese yuan, about $47,650 US, placing it at the high end of the local market, with Tesla's Model Y starting at around 300,000 yuan. So this news is actually quite interesting to me, because even if Tesla does not pursue its own smartphone, I think Polestar trying to incorporate the smartphone into the vehicle itself as well is something that I have been very bullish on in regards to Tesla. Not exactly a smartphone, but enabling your car's in-dash tablet to be more like a smartphone. Maybe allow it to take some calls, allow you to scroll on X or go on YouTube or just do other different things your phone can do. Maybe even trade stocks on your car's tablet, you know, things of this nature. That's what will make the Tesla the ultimate experience, is when your phone technologies are also incorporated in the vehicle. This is kind of like Waymo and Cruise developing autonomous vehicles and robo-taxi services. It really forces Tesla to innovate as fast as possible in full self-driving, in robo-taxi, in autonomous vehicles. Polestar doing this with, I guess, smartphones and cars maybe will force Tesla to innovate and really create the Tesla tablet into more of a phone-like experience. That I'm very bullish on, and I've been bullish on that for a long time. And for your daily dose of the Cybertruck, coming to us from Gregor Truck, you guys can see two Cybertrucks not really racing, but just side by side as close as they possibly can be. And this image is, I mean, just wait until you see these Cybertrucks out on the road. Just absolutely beautiful. I won't roll the clip here. Just, I mean, something stunning to see. It's confirmed the backup drive mode selector is in the overhead console of the new Model 3 between the sun visors. It automatically activates when the car detects the main touchscreen isn't working. This is a pretty cool safety feature. I guess you can shift your vehicle by the top of the car where it looks like the hazard lights are as well. Pretty cool alternative if you ever needed to use it. In some unfortunate news, it looks like Tesla has pulled out of the 2023 Detroit Auto Show happening next week. The auto show updated their exhibitors list today on their website and has removed Tesla from it via an editorial update. I was planning on going to this. Now I'm not so excited on going to this. As you know, I live in Michigan, so this was just a jump, skip, and a hop away. And I think Tesla really could have done well by going to this auto show. I'm not sure why they pulled out, but Teslas are not very popular here in Michigan. Ford and GM, as you can imagine, are, as they are Michigan-based companies and long have been here for over 100 years. So Tesla could have used some of this exposure, but I'm not gonna fret too much about this. In other breaking news today, Tesla has launched the Powerwall 3, the third generation of its residential energy storage project. Installations have already started. The Powerwall 3 is approximately 2 inches shorter, 6 inches narrower, and 1 inch thicker than the previous Gen 2. And as you can see, here is a picture, and we'll go through those briefly. Just looks overall smaller than the last one. Take a look at what Elon commented. He said Powerwall 3 is optimized for ease of installation and high power, which means that a single Powerwall can serve as an uninterruptible power supply for most homes. This is a big deal for ensuring that the lights stay on and you can power all your devices in the event of a power outage. Tesla Chan made this interesting picture chart right here. And you can see from the time the Powerwall was actually announced and started deliveries back in 2015, it says 0 right here, obviously, it started getting installed in 2015. It took 5 years to install 100,000 Powerwalls. Now, since 2020 to 2023, over 500,000 Powerwalls have been installed. Over 400,000 Powerwalls in 3 years. It took 5 years to install 100,000 from 2015 to 2020. The ramp of the Powerwall, the Megapack, really everything that has to do with energy and storage, well, it's starting to ramp very quickly, and we're starting to get a lot of the benefits that a lot of people just didn't even account for Tesla back in 2020. In 2020, people really didn't even look at Tesla as an energy or storage company. And today it's hard to ignore when you're looking at the sheer difference in installations within the past 3 years. Tesla also announced today that they have installed 50,000 superchargers worldwide. And just take a look at the numbers, and again, the sheer rollout of the supercharger has been incredible. Back in Q1 of 2019, we had 12,767 superchargers worldwide. Back in 2019, that was not that long ago in the grand scope of things. Now you're at 50,000. You have averaged about 3,000 installations every single quarter. This is big because you need as many chargers as possible to get to mass adoption for EVs. Let me tell you right now, where I live, there's not that many superchargers. You probably need 10 times this amount of superchargers to get to a mass adoption phase where you can see 95% of new vehicles purchased being EVs in the US. But this is obviously a step in the right direction, and this trend is going to continue, and I would expect, as we are seeing more news every day of more superchargers being installed, that this ramp will really start to accelerate in the coming quarters and in the coming years. On that note, UK's largest public EV charging hub is unveiled with 180 charging bays and a solar canopy. If we take a look at what this actually consists of, the Giga Hub is what it's called, based at the campus of major UK live events company NEC Group, boasts 30 ultra-fast 150 kilowatt-hour charging bays and 150 not-so-fast 7 kilowatt-hour charging points. We are seeing a big batch of refreshed Model 3s spotted in Shanghai preparing for export. These new Model 3s are labeled with EU logos, so it looks like these are going to Europe, and this is quite the batch for the refreshed Model 3. The ramp, well, it's ramping. On last account, by September 11th, which is 3 days away, Shanghai should be ramped to 1,200 Model 3s being produced every single day, which is very similar to the numbers that we were seeing previously for the normal Model 3. Tesla stock today is down about 1.5%. There's no company specific bad news or anything related that is causing Tesla to fall. I think it's more based on technicals. As you can see today, Tesla stock got rejected right at the 50-day moving average. This is your resistance level that we have been talking about. Your support level is around 240. And that's roughly where the 20-day moving average is at $240.45 per share. So you're in a really tight range right now for Tesla. And I think you need to get some piece of news. You need to get something breaking in the markets, or potentially breaking to the upside or maybe to the downside, to get a bigger move up or down. Maybe it's the Cybertruck delivery event. Something needs to happen, or Tesla could stay in this very tight range for quite a while, as we have been in since August 29th. Tesla's RSI is at 50.38, exactly on neutral, so neither bullish, neither bearish, kind of what you would have expected, given we have been in this very tight range for almost 2 weeks now, or a little bit over 2 weeks now. If you look at the MACD has gotten even more bullish recently, so it's showing some good momentum. At least we're not going negative on the MACD, and it does show some positive inflows to Tesla stock, and so do the options, and we'll look at that here in just a second. But I do want to point out that every time the MACD has went from negative and breaks out to positive, you have seen rallies in Tesla stock. Last time this happened was back here on May 24th, and Tesla stock went from around $180 per share all the way to $300. Before then, This happened back here in January of 2023. Tesla stock went from 150 to 220. Before that, it happened back here in July of 2022, and Tesla stock went from 240 all the way to 320. You guys get the idea. When the MACD goes positive from being negative, you tend to get larger rallies. So if there was one thing I'm looking at right now, this is a big one that says, hey, Tesla stock could rally quite a bit from here. But we do have September seasonality to deal with, and the economic data for next week. On September 13th, so next Wednesday, we're going to get the CPI report. And I talked about this in the video that came out late last night, but your expectations are really high for inflation. So your month-over-month headline reading is expected to come out at 0.5%. Last month's reading was 0.2%. 0.2% on a 12-month annualized basis, if every month was 0.2% for 12 months, that would be 2.4% annualized inflation. At 0.5% annualized for 12 months, that would be 6% inflation. We're expecting a huge jump. I don't expect that. We just heard from the Fed Beige Book 2 days ago that said, hey, prices are really decelerating faster than expectations in manufacturing and consumer goods. I don't expect inflation to increase this much. So I think that does set us up for potentially a rally after September 13th into maybe even the end of September. But it does make sense to me how the markets could be quite negative, and especially companies like a Tesla that really are benefited from seeing lower inflation could sell off heading into the CPI report. So today, on Monday, and on Tuesday could be quite red for the markets as people are getting ready for this higher than expected CPI report. September's seasonality says an interesting kind of thing as well. As I talked about in the video that came out late last night, you actually tend to see from September 13th through quad witching a pretty sizable rally. So this is breaking down every day of September and what typically happens to the markets all the way from 1950 through 2021. So a long period of data, about 50 or 71 years worth of data for the month of September. So you tend to see, coincidentally, CPI is on the 13th, you tend to see a rally historically after the 13th. But quad witching is on September 15th. That is on Friday. And you tend to see the peak of the September rally on September, this actually looks like September 16th. So around quad witching every year. And then you tend to see the end of September being very negative. I think the opposite could be true. It's possible we sell off really hard the next couple of days and rally into the end of September. That's a possibility because usually what everyone expects to happen does not end up actually happening. Catalyst that I am really concerned about for our markets is the Q3 GDP report. That will come out on October 26th. But even since July, you have went from some of the lower expectations being negative 0.5%, to now over 1% from the lowest analyst estimates. For Q3 GDP, the highest estimates are about 3.5%. The Atlanta Fed GDP Now tracker estimates Q3 GDP at 5.6%. This could be a black swan event, ladies and gentlemen. If Q3 GDP comes in at 0.5% or negative, that could be a black swan event. That could cause some real fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the markets. So you definitely want to have some hedges on your portfolio heading into late October and through the month of November. If you guys want to come hedge out your portfolio, come make some money, come trade with us live in real time, I send out all of my alerts, link down below in the description of this video. Considering Tesla stock is down about 1.5% at the time of recording this video, you would expect Tesla's option activity would be quite negative today. In fact, it's the opposite. You are seeing a positive order value of 72%. 888 hedge fund, institutional, and money managers have put trades in for Tesla options today worth about $300 million. So that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. I sure did. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. What are you thinking about Tesla right now? Are you buying the dip? Do you think the stock is going to go lower? Do you think it's not? Let me know down below in the comment section your opinions on all of this information. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.